I wanted to do this video. It's mostly about, I feel like the real meaning of feminism is making sure that everything is equal, you know? I feel like I'm a girl and I totally understand, and trust me, I know girls have it harder. I really get that, you know, but there's also a lot of things that it's not fair for boys. And one of them is, I guess, would say how unfair it is for a father to actually be a father. And what I mean by that is if a man decides to do as much or equally as the mom, he gets made fun of and gets called names, or like, you know, you're kitty whipped, or what's it called, you're like mandinon or stuff like that. But like when they do stuff, like even the bare minimum, like carrying their kid or just taking them out in public, they get praised. When it's like them doing minimum is praised, but when they actually go above and beyond and do the same as the mom, or like more or the same, you know, equally, it's not the same. It's like, you shouldn't be doing that. Like, you know, like a father is a father and they're a parent. Like it's beyond me that like people think differently. And not only that, but like that's one example, but also like emotionally, like in school, boys are overlooked so much, especially when it comes down if girls are being mean. Like I've seen it, if girls are being mean and it's towards a boy, like, oh, like, you know, girls are just mean, or girls are being girls, or like that's not okay. Like that behavior isn't okay, because if it was the other way around, it wouldn't be okay. I feel like kids and boys, like in school, aren't allowed to be scared, or aren't allowed to like actually show their emotions, because it's like, oh, like we have to be brave, or like you're a boy. And it's sad because like it affects a lot, because like it's sad that like schools here are so restricted, because then there's situations where like other kids who are not being raised the right way, and by meaning the right way, I mean like kindly and like being a kind human being. That's what I mean, not like, you know what I mean, jelly bean? Sorry, I think that people know that I'm recording. But yeah, what was I saying? I totally forgot where I was going for that. And I feel like another example is when boys and men get essayed or R-worded, which is R-A-P-E-D. I feel like when they do come forward and they get made fun of, or it's like, well, you liked it, or stuff like that, or like you should like it, like, oh bro, like, you know, like it's not like that the same as a girl. But also, I don't think that a lot of men or boys come forward to actually say stuff, because like they're already made fun of, and they're a man or a boy, like, you know, like they should like it, or that shouldn't happen to them. Like that's what I'm saying, people say. And I feel like that's a main reason that they don't what's it called, come forward. So like there's already that where like a lot of men are happens that, and then they can't say anything because they get put down for that. And also I feel like girls get away with a lot of when, for example, this is an example, when Reese and I go with the park with the kids, we go play with them, and you know, not a lot of parents do that. So like a lot of kids who are playing there get attracted to us, and they want to play with us, and then usually play tag or like force love and stuff like that. And so a lot of kids come up to us and want to play, and it makes me sad that like whenever some kid does come up with, like, Lise has to go sit down, because then like parents might think otherwise, which I understand as a parent view. But I'm just saying that girls get away with so much, as in like they don't feel uncomfortable with me. Like I'm not like, you know what I'm saying, like they are more, I feel like people are more okay with girls being around their kids than men, when like, yes, men are something else, but also there's a lot of weirdo of girls, and you know, like, and for them to get away with And for them to get away with a lot of stuff, like being alone with kids, or like not being questioned, or like the way that men are, I feel like that's really unfair. And also, like, you know, and I think my last one would be, I've seen it a lot with like artists. They especially like with, I've seen it with Bad Bunny, and I've seen it with the One Direction guy, Harry, I think that's his name. Both of them have had instances where girls get on stage and grope them, or like twerk on them, or grind on them, or like do other inappropriate things that if a guy did that, it would not be okay. And I feel like when it's for them, since they're boys and they're girls, like to me that's like, it's unfair, like especially because I'm a mom of a boy, and I feel like I said, real feminism is equality for both genders, and my son isn't going to be made fun of. Like, I tell Thea, well, he is allowed to be emotional, he is allowed to, like, and like all the colors are for every kid. Pink isn't for girls, like it's for everyone. Like, toys don't have what's it called, gender. Like, my kids are allowed to play with whatever toy they want because they're kids, you know, they're freaking kids. Like, what they're into, like, that isn't something that they're thinking of when they're little. Like, they're little kids, like they're just trying to play. And as a mom, I feel like we should talk more about equality for both genders, because they both don't have it equally, and it's something that we should talk, especially, like I said, I'm a mom of a little boy, and it's not fair in a lot of ways, you know. But that's why I wanted to make this video, because like boys do get SA'd, boys do get RAPED, boys are allowed to have emotions, boys are allowed to be amazing fathers and equally as mothers, and be seen like as an equal parent, and not say like, oh wow, like you're such an amazing father when you're doing the same thing, because it's not like that. I feel like people are so sexist that they don't want to see that like we're repeating the cycle with these boys that we're raising, because at the end of the day you keep seeing, like, putting that same mentality, and then they're gonna do it to their kids and then their grandkids, and it's never gonna be like a happy world for men either, and it's just gonna be this toxic cycle. And I feel like as a society we have that opportunity to change it. Yeah, I just want to make this video talking about how real feminism is not about hating men. It's about equality for everyone. It's about everyone being loved and kind and having the same opportunities and fairness and justice, because it's not fair in either ways, you know. But yeah.